Hey y'all, this is Benton at EasyTerritory. I want to show you some cool stuff that you can do with Common Data Service, EasyTerritory, and Azure Maps. So to start with, we'll log into the Power Apps portal. Now I already have a connection to my Dynamics instance, but if you have a Common Data Service instance set up that's not connected to Dynamics, that's fine. You can map any entity that has address information or latitude and longitude. So we'll look at the account entity here. And in this, I have a view that I've already created. This view is called Accounts from Common Data Service for Texas. So in this view, I have several address columns. I have street number, city, state, zip code. Also have the account name as well as number of batteries sold here. We'll pretend that we're a battery dealer. And then annual revenue. So I've got several columns on my data, and I've got it filtered down by state here. But your view, you can set up your view any way you'd like. And if you want to include just latitude and longitude and not include street, city, state, and zip, that's fine. Our system will geocode this data, so if you don't have latitude and longitude, just use the address information and it will geocode it on the fly. So after you create your view, you just publish it by clicking the Publish button up here, and then it becomes available to bring into EasyTerritory. Now, one important prerequisite is that you do have to have EasyTerritory set up under Azure Active Directory in order to access the data through Common Data Service. So there's documentation on our website about how to set up and configure EasyTerritory with Azure Active Directory. Just a few steps there in the Azure portal to get that accomplished. Once you're set up with Azure Active Directory, you can log into EasyTerritory and then use the data upload button, which is in the top toolbar that will allow you to upload data from Dynamics. So in this case, I'm going to do my view from Dynamics. And even though it says Dynamics, it also supports Common Data Service as well. Click OK. Now what it's doing right now is just looking at all the views that I have set up. And here we have a list of these views, and here's my accounts from Common Data Service Texas. I just click OK. Now this next dialog is going to ask me which fields have my address, street, city, state, and zip in them. And so you can select them, and if you have custom fields in here and you want to rearrange these, you can do that. But these fields, this is basically telling EasyTerritory which fields to use to geocode the records. And under the hood, what it's doing is it's calling Azure Maps geocoder to geocode these records and get back to latitude and longitude. Of course, if you had latitude and longitude in your view in CDS, then it would just use that instead. And it can actually use a mix. So if you have some latitude and longitude and some you only have the address for, it would use that and geocode the missing records on the fly. So finally, we'll hit next. And what our system does, it goes through, geocodes the data, and it's presented on the map like so. Once the data is in EasyTerritory and overlaid on top of Azure Maps, of course, you can interact with it. So if you click on a record, and you can see the details here, including the revenue and the number of batteries sold that we had set up in our view there. And you can also use these fields to color code the records on the map. So if we wanted to look at number of batteries sold and create some color ranges for that, we can simply do that classification. This is nice because you can then filter the data down. So if we want to look and say, okay, show me all the accounts where we had over 4,000 batteries sold, you can do something like that fairly easily. Same thing with revenue. You can use the revenue column to calculate the shape of the symbol based on the revenue. So if we want to look at all accounts that had over 346,000 in annual revenue in 2018, we can do that, and it will display the data down like so. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can also follow us on LinkedIn. We'll be posting a lot more videos about the Power Platform, Dynamics, mapping with EasyTerritory, and Azure Maps. Have a great day.